Namaste. It's Jacci again, and we're going to do a little yoga practice together. So please take a moment to get yourself situated and set up. If you have a yoga mat, you can set that out on the floor. And if you don't have a yoga mat, just give yourself enough space that you have room to lie down. I'd like you to have enough room to stretch your arms up over your head when you're lying on your back. So get enough space. And then if you have something like a blanket or a thick towel, you may find that's helpful to pad your knees when we come onto hands and knees. Sometimes that's really nice. So we'll start today on our back. So if you come to lie down on your back, you can just get yourself onto the floor. Take a moment, stretch your arms up, just check out the space that you're in. Make sure you have enough space. You can stretch your arms a little bit, give your arms a little tug, and then when your arms come down, even up your shoulders, even up your hips, and then wrap your hands around your shoulders and give yourself a little hug. Rock a little bit here to give yourself a hug and also to massage your back. You can pat yourself on the back, say nice things. Say, I am so happy to be here with you. Gently switch the way you've crossed your arms and rock some more. And then let your arms come down by your sides. Again, adjusting shoulders, hips, and take a moment to just glance around the space to, again, get yourself oriented, get a sense of where you are. And then beginning to think about your breath here. So take a nice deep breath in, breathe through your nose, and feel your chest expand with that in-breath. Take a slow breath out, breathe through your nose, and as you breathe out, pull your belly in. And you can, in this position, sort of push your back into the floor a little bit. Doesn't have to be super hard. Do that one more time. Inhale, feel the breath in your chest. Exhale, hug the navel in. Now this time, inhale your arms up over your head to the floor behind you. Feel your chest expand. And exhale, lower your arms down by your sides. Hug your belly in. Repeat that once more. Inhale your arms up. Let the exhale bring your arms down. And pause. So breathing as slowly and smoothly as you're comfortable. Please lift your feet up off of the floor. And similar movement with the legs. So inhale, extend the legs toward the ceiling. Push your heels up, spread your toes. On the exhale, bend your knees, hug your belly in. And do that again. Inhale, legs up. Exhale, knees bend, and then the next time add your arms as well. So inhale, legs up, and lift your arms over your head. Here we're lengthening things. Exhale, bend the knees, lower your arms down, pull your belly in. And two more like that. Inhale everything up. Big breath in. Exhale everything down. And one more time. Inhale everything up. And exhale down. Please lower your feet back to the floor so we just get that sense of coordinating our movement with our breathing. So we're going to let the feet be hip-width apart. If you have a yoga block and you have it nearby, you can place it in between your legs for this movement. It's a nice way to keep the joints even for this pose. So either way, put your hands palms down by your sides, and on the in-breath, we're going to feel the chest expand as we lift the hips up off of the floor. Start small. And on the exhale, let your hips lower back down, and again, we're hugging in the abdomen on the exhale. And repeating again, lift your hips up on the in-breath. And then exhale, lower your hips back down. And then this time, add your arms like we did before. On the inhale, as you lift your hips up, lift your arms up over your head as well. And on the exhale, lower your hands down and lower your hips down. Hug your belly in. And again, lift hips up and arms up. Exhale down. Please keep your neck neutral here. You're not turning your head while you're lifting. So One more time. Inhale, hips up, arms up. Exhale, coming down. And then if you pull the knees into your chest, you can remove that block from between your legs. Massage your back a little bit after that movement. And then for the next part, we're going to roll over to the side. So you can just roll to one side. Please use your hands to push yourself up so you don't strain the neck. And when we come on to hands and knees, for the next part, you can use some padding under your knees if you like. So I have a blanket here. I'm going to grab my blanket. So we're going to come to all fours for the next movement. Tabletop position. So in this position, we'll have the hands with the wrists under the shoulders and the hips over the knees. And thinking about your breath in the same way, inhale, lift your chest and eyes. Exhale, draw the navel in and fold back to child's pose. And then inhale, glide back up to tabletop, lift your chest. Exhale, fold back to child's pose. And let the inhale bring you back up to all fours. And then tuck your toes under here, and we're going to push up to the downward facing dog position. So come up to downward facing dog pose and pedal out your legs for a moment. See how that feels. And then we're going to go from downward dog to tabletop a couple of times. So inhale, lower your knees, lift your chest and eyes. Exhale, pull the navel in and slowly push your way back up to dog pose. Again, inhale, put your knees down with as much control as you can. Lift the chest and eyes. Push through your hands as you push back up, belly in. And then inhale to your knees, and we're going to alternate. This time we're going to go back to child's pose. So untuck your toes and fold back to child's pose. And inhale, rise to tabletop. Tuck the toes, exhale, push up to dog pose. Inhale to tabletop, lift your chest and eyes. So again, exhale, untuck your toes, fold back to child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. Tuck the toes and exhale to downward facing dog. And then one more time, inhale to your knees. And this exhale, you can come back to child's pose. And if you like, you can stay in child's pose. And you might rest your forehead on your hands or even on the yoga block. Or if you're a big fan of downward dog, you could come back up to all fours and push up to dog pose and hold that pose for a moment. So see what your body likes today. And then please come to your knees. And we're going to stand up on our knees for the next movement. You're welcome to add some extra padding under your knees. And then inhale, let your arms float up over your head like we did on our back. And lift your chest and eyes here. See how that feels. And exhale down. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your chest, lift your eyes. Exhale slowly down. Do two more. See how smoothly you can move, how slowly you can breathe. So here's the in-breath to lift us up. Slow exhale to come down. Remember, we're still hugging in the belly on the exhale. And one more like that. Inhale up. And exhale down. And then from our knees, a slightly different position, so I'm just going to turn to face you. So you're going to be on your knees, on your mat the long way. And we're going to take the right leg out to the side. So you may find it helpful to just put your hands on the floor and take that right leg out to the side. And when you come up, you can round your back, and you just want to make sure that that left knee is right over your hip, so it's right up and down. And then we'll keep that leg out to the side. So we're going to inhale both arms up to shoulder height. And on the exhale, we're going to lean over toward that side and let the left elbow bend and tuck behind your back. And on the inhale, let your chest lift, your arms float up. And do that again. So exhale over to the right. Let your left hand tuck behind your back. Now inhale up. And on the exhale, we're going to go over to the right and stay. And on the inhale, while you're holding, take the hand from behind your back up toward the sky. And you might even look up at your hand. And then exhale, bring it back down behind your back. Look down at your right foot. Do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring that hand down, look down. And then inhale up to the center. And what we're going to do here is to put the left hand down on the floor. So we already have the foot and this knee in line. And we're going to place the hand down, and I'll show you an option here with the block that can be helpful. So if the floor seems a little far away, you could use the yoga block under your hand here, or you can put it on the floor if you like. Have your hand a little wider than your shoulder so it's not right up and down. And then everything lined up here. Try to take your upper hand to your back, and then we're going to do some movement with that upper hand. So lift it up to the sky, and on an inhale, sweep it over your head. You can bend your elbow and look up at the ceiling. And on the exhale, take that arm back up to the sky and look down at the floor. And do that again. Inhale your arm over your head, look up at the ceiling. Exhale your arm up, look down at the floor. And then just stay here. So we're opening up the lower hip, opening up the chest and the rib cage. And you can keep the arm up in the air if you like. And you're welcome to hold here with that foot on the floor, or if this is interesting for you, you can pick the foot up off of the floor and just stay and breathe. And on your exhale, let yourself come back down to your knees and walk your hands over to the center, and we'll do that child's pose to tabletop. So exhale back to child's pose. Inhale up to tabletop. Do that once more. Exhale back. And then when you inhale up to all fours, you can just step your left foot out to the side. And if you found that block helpful, you might just stick it over on the right side. So when you come up to stand on the right knee, we're going to try to keep that knee right over the hip. So if my foot is too far over to the side, you see it skews that hip. It's not great. So try to get everything even. And then we'll do the lateral bend here. So inhale, arms up, shoulder height. And we're going to lean to the left on the exhale and take the right elbow behind the right hand behind the back. And inhale, lift back up. Exhale, belly draws in here on the side bend. Inhale up. Next time we're going to stay over. So exhale over any comfortable amount. And while you stay on the inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Maybe you look up. How's the right side feel? Exhale, tuck that arm behind your back, look down at your left foot. Inhale, open. Whole right side opens up. Exhale down. And then inhale up to the center. And now here again we have this foot and the right knee even, and we're going to place the right hand on the floor so it's also in line with the foot and the hand. And again, you're welcome to put the block under your hand if the floor seems a little far away. So try not to let this hip collapse. Let that hip open. You can bring the upper hand behind your back to help with this opening here. And then take the raised hand to the sky and inhale, stretch it over your head and look up at the ceiling. Exhale it up to the sky and look down at the floor. Do that again. Inhale, arm over the head. Look up at the ceiling. Exhale, arm up, look down at the floor. And then again, you can stay here. You can just stay and open. You can keep that left foot on the floor. Or if you like, you can try to lift the left foot up and try to open, especially the lower hip, that right hip. Breathing, maybe even smiling. And then bring your hand down and come back to all fours. You can fold down onto your mat here and exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. And then to kind of open up the hips again in a symmetrical way, exhale back and move your hands a little further forward, a little wider. And on the inhale, as we come up, we're going to do upward dog. So in this variation, the knees stay on the floor, the hips shift forward, elbows have a slight bend. And then exhale back to child's pose. And we'll repeat that 2 more times. So gently inhaling forward to open up the hips. You might feel it, a nice sensation in your back, low back, hopefully nice. Exhale back to child's pose. One more like that. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, going back. And then come up to your hands and knees. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide and back to downward facing dog. So push up. Hold your dog. Try holding the pose with your knees bent a bit. And then maybe pedaling your legs. So if you just watch your cats and dogs and you stretch out your body, then when they do, you'll probably be a lot happier. For the next part, we're going to stand up on our feet. So take a moment, walk yourself up to standing. And once you've come up to standing, take a moment and see how it feels to be on your feet. You can circle your shoulders, give your hands a little shake, maybe circle the wrists. Nice after those movements. And then please let your feet step out about 1 leg's distance apart. Okay, and we're going to do a little forward fold here. So take your hands to the sides of your body, take a big in-breath. And on the exhale, you should bend your knees a bit and let your upper body bow halfway down. And on your inhale, lift your chest to rise back up. And you might feel your back muscles working a little bit. So do that again. Soften the knees, exhale, bow down, pull your belly in. Inhale, lift the chest to come up. Now this time we're going to add 1 arm. So lift your arm up over your head, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, soften, bow halfway down. Now lengthen that arm, lift your chest, come on up, inhale. Okay, let's switch arms, do the other arm. So inhale the other arm up, soften your knees, exhale halfway down. Lengthen the arm, lift your chest to come back up. So we're recruiting those back muscles. And exhale that arm down. Now you can add, we're going to do 2 more with both arms. And if that's a little much to have your arms way up, you can do this version with your elbows bent, a little less load on your spine. So inhale your arms up, either position. Soften the knees, exhale halfway down. Lift and lengthen, push through your feet to come up. Do that again. Bend your knees, exhale halfway down. Lift the chest, lengthen your arms, rise all the way up. Good, and then exhale down. Circle your shoulders. And then we're going to go down and stay, and we're going to try to have our hands in a slightly different position. So we're going to bring the hands behind the back. So you could just hold on to your wrists or forearms, or if you can clasp your fingers, we'll have the hands like this with the wrists apart. So take an inhale here and extend the arms. So if you're holding onto your wrists, that's fine. If you can clasp your fingers, try to draw the hands away from you. Exhale, soften the knees, pull your belly in and bow. Now you can just have your hands resting on your back here, and you can lower your head any amount. Keep a little bend in your knees, and depending on your shoulders, you could try to open your arms up a little bit. Hold and breathe, strong legs. And then from wherever you are, release your arms down. Touch the floor, pedal out your legs a little bit. Take an exhale, bend both knees, and walk your hands up to your knees like you're in a squat. And then inhale up to standing. And see how your shoulders feel after those movements. All right, we're going to do one more thing while the feet are stepped out wide. So please turn your right foot out to the side so we're We're going to prepare for the warrior two position. So in this pose, the feet are wide and the right knee bends. So we want the right knee pretty much over the heel on the bend. You can decide how much distance you want, how much bend in the knee. And on the exhale, as you straighten the leg, touch your belly, get that hugging in feeling. So here we go. We're going to inhale, bend the knee, and let both arms float up. Look right. Exhale, come out of the pose. So we're going to hold one breath this time. So please inhale into the pose. Lengthen the arms. As you hold on the exhale, let your shoulders get a little softer. Belly draws in. As you hold on the inhale, lengthen your arms, feel the chest lift. And then exhale, come out of the pose. Okay, this time we'll hold two breaths. So inhale, come into the pose. Stay on your exhale, soft shoulders. Stay on your inhale, long arms. Stay on your exhale, soft mouth. Stay on your inhale. Can you feel your shoulders rise up out of your hips? Exhale, come out of the pose. Do one more. We're going to hold for 3 breaths. So I'll let you count your own breath so you can come out when you're ready. So inhale, bend the knee. So you're going to exhale in place. And inhale while you hold, and that's one breath. And then you're going to continue to exhale in place. And hold on the inhale, and then one more breath. And it's fine if you're breathing a little slower or a little faster than me. When you complete the exhale, come out of the pose. Turn the feet forward. See if that distance still feels right for your legs. You can woggle your hips a little bit. We're going to take 2 forward folds. We're going to go halfway down. So just bring your hands to your hips. Take an in-breath. Exhale. Pull your belly in. Halfway down. Lift your chest to come up. So again, exhale halfway down. And this time, see how it feels to sweep your arms out to the side as you inhale, and you can bring your hands all the way up over your head and let the palms meet. And then exhale the hands down to heart center. Good. And then we'll do our warrior two pose on the other side. So the left foot's going to turn out 90 degrees. And in the movement, we'll be bending the left knee. So take a test bend. See if that distance feels good for you. See how much bend you want to have in your knees. And then exhale, touch the belly. So first one will just come in and out of the pose. So inhale, bend the knee, lift your arms. You might look left. Exhale as you come out, touch your belly. I'm going to hold one breath this time. So coming into the pose, inhale. Stay on your exhale. Lengthen on your inhale. Exhale, come out of the pose. Again, breathe at your own pace. So if you're breathing faster or slower than me, that's fine. This time we'll hold 2 breaths. So inhale. Stay on your exhale. Stay on your inhale. Stay on the exhale. Soft shoulders. Stay on the inhale. And then come out of the pose. And last one, we'll hold 3 breaths and count your own breath. So please breathe at your own pace. Inhale. So we begin the counting with the exhale. And then when you inhale, try to lengthen a little. That's 1 breath. And then your exhale, try to soften the shoulders. Don't forget to hug the belly in. And a little more opening, a little more lengthening on the inhale. And 1 more breath. Exhale. Inhale. And then on the exhale, you can come out of the pose. Let your feet turn in, and please step your feet together, and we'll shake the legs and shake the arms. And we're going to swing just a little bit here. So let the feet come about shoulder width apart, this nice twisting movement. So you want to let your hands wrap around and tap your back. And let your head and your eyes turn. You might try to peek down and look at the back edge of your mat. or at the floor behind you. Maybe let the heels rock up off the floor. Enjoy that stretch. Little gentle twisting movement for the whole spine. And then one more sort of shaking movement. So I want you to just kind of let your feet come together and just shake. You can even let the heels kind of bounce up off the floor so things jiggle. That's the idea, is get things to jiggle and make little, let's kind of release everything. Sounds are really helpful. All right, little shake of the feet. Come back down onto the floor, please. So come back to lie down on your back. And then once you're on your back, you can draw your knees into your chest and move in a way that helps you to massage your back. And you might enjoy circling your ankles a little bit after those standing poses. Wrist circles are also quite nice. So you can do that too, or even just a little shaking here. You can shake your feet, shake your hands. And then lower your feet back to the floor with your feet hip-width apart. We're going to repeat that bridge pose, and again, that yoga block between the knees can be nice if you like that. Hands, palms down by your side. So just noticing your breath now after we did a little more energizing movements. Inhale, both arms only, arms up over your head. And exhale down. So these slow breaths help us to find a little more calm, a little more steadiness. So this time lift your arms and your hips. Feel your chest expand and look up so your neck is even. And exhale, hips down, arms down, and hug your belly in. So do that 2 or 3 more times and see if you can let your exhales be just a little slower. So the inhale, we lift. Might be a little pause there. And then a nice slow exhale to come down. Moving at your own pace. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. And let your exhale bring you down. And one more repetition. So we start to slow down the breath, slow down the movement. Let your exhale bring you down. And then once you're down from the neck, last repetition, move the block if you had one there. And then please draw your knees to your chest and place your hands on your kneecaps. So your fingers face your toes, and this is a nice movement to stretch the back out after those little back bends. So exhale, bend your elbows so the knees draw in towards your belly, and you can widen the knees if it's nicer for you. And then inhale, just extend the arms so the knees rock away. And just a couple like that. Exhale. Inhale, really simple movement. So breath is very slow here. Exhale, little gentle stretch for your back. Inhale, let the knees rock away, and then please place the feet one at a time down onto the floor. And we're going to let the legs rest here, and you are welcome to have the feet a little bit apart and the knees touching if that's a little more comfortable for you. For many people, it puts the back in a nice neutral position that's comfortable. But feel free to adjust your hips, adjust your shoulders and your neck so that you can begin to settle as you can begin to move toward the relaxation part. You might rest your hands on the floor, palms up. You might rest your hands on your belly. You can see what you like. Either choose one spot to rest your eyes or close your eyes. Free breath, but notice the exhales, that feeling of softening, of releasing on the exhales. And a sigh can be helpful, so you might take a nice deep breath in, and then a sigh. So give yourself permission to have a little time to rest your body, 5 or 10 minutes. And you may just prefer to keep your knees bent. This is a nice way to help the back release. If you like lying flat, you can stretch your legs out flat. Or you could put a cushion, a pillow or something under your knees, and that can be nice too. So just taking a moment to settle. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy, and may you live with ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. And may we all live with ease. May we all live in peace. So I encourage you to rest for the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes if you have it. If you happen to fall asleep, that's great. Maybe you need a little rest. If it's hard for you to stay still, try staying for 12 breaths. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.